This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. The most trusted brand in the world is without a doubt Rolex. In every sphere of life and industry, Rolex stands above all other brand names, and industry experts have given it that rating for a long time. You should be aware that not all Rolexes are made equal when choosing which one to purchase as an investment. One of the main benefits of buying a Rolex is that it's highly likely to increase in value, whether you choose to buy a brand new model or a pre-owned one. The best trick for someone looking for the greatest Rolex investment is to identify the model that would likely provide the most return on investment while also being a beautiful and highly practical timepiece. And for today's video brought to you by The Luxury World, we will be going to talk about another Rolex prediction for this year. We'll look at some of the broad criteria to take into account when determining which Rolex will increase in value the most as of 2023, as well as the top selections for the best Rolex to purchase as an investment for this year. If you still have not subscribed to our channel, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. Looking back at last year, we certainly got a reflection on the GMT Master 2 in green and black, indicating that it was a left-handed model. And for this year, our prediction might give us another shot to be hopeful that Rolex will give us an exciting timepiece to look forward to in the next few months. Our predictions and what we are going to share with you today give no absolute assurance that they will be happening for real. It's up to you to go and see for yourself whether we got them right or not. The first thing is there will be a public day on Saturday, April 1st, and Sunday, April 2nd by Watch and Wonders. This year, the Rolex will have one of its major achievements in history, as it will be 70 whole years since the Rolex Explorer and the Rolex Submariner came to be. And not only that, it has been a whole 60 years since the Rolex Daytona came to be. Following Omega, Rolex is also fond of memorializing things that they can recall in the past, and we have witnessed before a platinum Rolex Daytona with a beautiful icy blue dial and many things that Rolex have done in the past to commemorate their achievement. Many people thought that Rolex would go for everyone, and we're surprised with the green dial last year. We are very hopeful to see a red one, and it will be nice to see a nice RGB colorway offering for Submariners. Last year, we also got Batman in blue and black, but for this year, we may have the Coke but in red and black again. The left-handed watches last year gave people some different perceptions because of their oddness, but if Rolex continues releasing watches for left hands, red ones can still be a good pair. They could put the crown on top like a ball head thing, and you have the green on the left and blue on the right, and then the red with the crown on top. And that looks nice, like a sort of triangle of true GMTs. This has been on people's wish lists for a very long time, which is the Coke GMT. So we are still clueless if Rolex will give people all the reasons to expect that they will not be able to make one. Taking a peek at what Tudor was doing on the other hand, it seems to be that it often predicts the future of what Rolex is going to do. We witnessed how they used the titanium in their Pelagos, and that is where Rolex has finally materialized the RLX titanium in their Deep Sea Challenge. We may see titanium making its way into the Explorer, Submariner, or Daytona for their anniversary, like crafting a unique colorway or making something different out of platinum, like how it was always finding a good pair on icy blue. Perhaps with the use of titanium, Rolex might try to make something that's a bit more humble, and the perfect candidate for that is the Explorer 2. Given that it's not as polished as other timepieces, its steel bezel with a brushed finish on it is all about steel. They bring it more down to earth to use a matte titanium case, and maybe they can add up a fabric strap like what IWC did last year on their watches. They add those ceramic colored pilot's watches, and it's possible for Explorer 2, and that would be fun and rugged like a cool field watch. If that happens, it would be great to see a modern interpretation of a rugged watch for the Explorers. We also see an influx of using yellow gold in most of the watch brands, as we have also seen in the past that Rolex has made a bimetal with yellow gold and steel of Sea Dweller and Explorer. Maybe we need to see a new one that might give us throwback vibes that Rolex might do when it comes to gold, and especially in brushed in gold. Look at the Cellini collection at the moment. It's a one-watch collection now, and they got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Because it was sitting there for a long time, we can also think that Rolex might give them a revitalization in the 80s trend, but it's just a far cry from now. When you look at its lineup, the case shape is almost boring because of the familiar look, and that is how Cellini became popular back in the day. But a rejuvenation might be a good thing, right? They have the Cellini Prince, which became rectangular, and then they have booted that to produce a lineup that brings back some of those design characteristics that make a Rolex watch a Rolex watch. There were several variations, but currently there is just the moon phase. All of it could be cleaned up to make it a little more beautiful and sophisticated, which would be a nice addition to the Cellini. It will be interesting to see because it means a great effort for Rolex to explore both angles to give new opportunities in the 80s trend watch that might come back with yellow and gold color. Now you might also wonder about the Milgauss. There's no movement on the Milgauss for a long time, so we have two guesses for this one. Like the Cellini watches, it will either receive an update or get the boot. It's interesting to see whether they can recreate vintage chronographs. Moving forward, for sure, many of you will recall the upsized Submariner that comes in a 41mm case. A few years back from now, the GMT and other sports watches were all the size of 40mm. Professional Rolex sports watches are among the most well-liked and significant timepieces in history. Some of the greatest models for investment purposes have proven to be vintage sports Rolex watches. Sports watches were initially created for professional athletes to track their performance, but in the modern period, they have evolved into a fashion statement. The Daytona, Submariner, GMT Master 2, Sea Dweller, Sky Dweller, and Yacht Master are some of the greatest Rolexes to buy in 2023 and are among the most well-liked sports watches. But seeing a 41mm case is a shocking revelation from Rolex, and this was a bold move as we talk about a single millimeter difference that created a big impact. The last thing that might happen to the fate of Rolex is to see Rolex entering the web. What we are talking about here is the blockchain or the NFTs and the metaverse, where it can explore more potential to upsell their watches and provide more value. Compared to other brands, a Rolex watch reliably retains its value over time. Many people find investing in Rolex to be prohibitively expensive, which only serves to increase the brand's value and appeal. Before choosing which Rolex to purchase as an investment, it's crucial to conduct your plan. There could be a risk, just like with other investments, because markets change. For now, these are the Rolex predictions that we can hold on to. We have to wait further updates that we can see for Rolex. Let us see whether any of this resembles the truth in the slightest. What are your thoughts on the prediction of Rolex we discussed in this video? Do you think they are possible? We would like to see your answers and opinions in the comment section. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too. Don't forget to follow us and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is The Luxury World, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next videos.